Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I just wanted to do a quick review, impressions video on Danzig's newest album, Skeletons. And if you don't know, Skeletons is a cover album of some of Glenn Danzig's, I guess, favorite songs, or possibly songs that inspired him. I was really excited to check out this release. I thought the cover art was pretty cool. He put on the skull makeup, like sort of reminiscent to what he used to wear back in the Misfits, and I was like, all right, this looks kind of interesting, and I've always been a very big fan of Danzig's work. I really like his voice. I think for someone who can, kind of yell a little bit, but sing really well and kind of go fast in ways, I always really enjoyed his voice. I know over the years he's gotten a little heat for his interaction with fans and headlocking, putting people in headlocks and stuff and making them humble. When you're a dude who's in his, is he in his 50s, I want to say, when you're getting a little older and you just don't feel like dealing with people's bullshit, and they're bringing cameras to a venue, what do you do, I guess, but so anyway, not that I'm taking his side for getting violent with people, but whatever, it is what it is. So I always loved his stuff. I popped in the CD the other day and gave it a listen, and it started off pretty good. I was kind of rocking out to, is it Devil's Angels, I think, the first track. So this sounds pretty good, but I noticed something was kind of weird right off the bat. I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. And then as it went on, I realized the production of the CD is just bad. It sounds very raw. It sounds like the mix between his voice and the instruments are off. I don't know if also he's getting older. His voice changed. It goes. It doesn't sound the same. Look at Tom Araya from Slayer. He sounds great still, but live he sounds very different now than he did 20 years ago. I mean, just the way the world works. You get older. So his voice just can't hit certain notes and can't get to certain ranges that I feel he used to be able to get to on certain songs. And I think it's very, very apparent on a song like N.I.B., which was Black Sabbath that he covered. And Ozzy, of course, has a very different voice than Danzig, but Danzig has a great voice and had a great voice. This album's a little rough. I feel like it has potential, and there's things you can hear shine through, and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool, or it catches you for a moment, and you go, wow, that was interesting. But overall, not so good. And I'm going to put it up to production values and mix, and they also mixes in the mix of the album, not Irish people. And I'm just kidding. And if they would have tweaked his voice a little bit, maybe cleaned it up a little, and I'm not talking Jerry Only cleaned it up on what is that? The Twilight of the Dead Rain album by the Misfits. I don't mean like that, where you could totally hear like he's robotic, even though that album's okay. But so between cleaning up his vocals a little bit and then not making they should just cleaned up the instruments. It sounds very raw. It sounds like he's in a garage almost, and he's geez, you guys can't even see me at this point, huh? Not that you really need to. So it's kind of rough. I threw it on at the tattoo shop, and Tom is a Danzig fan, and he likes all like old music and stuff, and he was like, oh man, I can't take this, shut it off. And for him to say that, he didn't like, he rolled with it a couple songs, and he was like, oh, I can't listen to this. And when N.I.B. came on, he was just like, please shut this off. So it's rough. If I were to give it like a grade out of a 10, and I don't like doing this usually, but oh man, a 5. Like it's but it's only because of the certain, like I said, production values. If you're a big Danzig fan and you go into it with no expectations, you might kind of dig it a little bit. I wasn't sure really what to expect, and admittedly, a lot of the songs I don't know the originals. So you may love the originals and then go, oh shit, this sounds pretty different. I know he wanted to put his own spin on things, but overall, I would say a lackluster album. And I loved his last album. what is it, Death Red Sabbath or Red Death Sabbath or whatever. I know people didn't like that album. I thought it was really good. So I'm hoping his next foray, you know, is back to the basics, so to speak. So thanks guys for watching. It is Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. And by the way, if for some weird reason Glenn Danzig or someone out there in his team watches this, I'm a very big fan. Please don't come and put me in a headlock. See you guys later. Take it easy.